Throughout history, humans have been curious about the world around them. We are almost always doing, seeing, making, or thinking about something. Our curious nature leads us to ask our friends, family, neighbors, and acquaintances, what are you doing? Join us to find out. In the studio, I'm your host, Kayla Nichols, and welcome now to What Are You Doing? 안녕하세요, 여러분.
안녕하세요.
No? What are you doing, Frank? How are you doing? What are you doing? You know,
I'm
all
doing
those
great.
questions.
Doing great. The weather's getting cooler. Nice.
Yes,
In the
especially
morning.
at night, right?
Feeling better.
Okay,
Yeah.
feeling. You've got a long sleeve shirt on today, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, weirdos.
I just wanted to look somehow casual today.
Somewhat, this is casual for you.
For the summer.
For
Okay,
summer,
sure.
right. All right, good. Okay, Elvis, Bohani, what are you doing? How are you?
I think I'm feeling very fabulous today. Yeah, it's funny. Like the other day, we were just like saying, "Oh, it's August already." Now I feel like August is already ending.
Right,
Yeah.
Yep.
End of vacation.
I feel like I should ask somebody the Korean question, so I'm gonna ask you some.
Yeah.
밥 먹었어?
Isn't
Isn't it the very
Yeah.
Korean way of
Yeah.
saying
That's
how are
the way
you?
of Korean.
Instead of saying oh 괜찮아요, 밥 먹었어요?
네, 밥 먹었어요. 네. 항상 아침은 항상 챙겨 먹죠.
역시.
잘했어요.
네.
나는 아침 식사 안 먹었어요. 여러분 배고파요. Elvis as well.
건강에 지켜.
Welcome to the gang.
I was gonna say, okay, is Yusung the only one who actually ate breakfast today?
Is it?
No, today I had some coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
Okay, I had some water. Take that. I don't think coffee and water constitute breakfast.
You do, like, especially when you're in Korea, breakfast is like something big.
Yeah, that's true. I do think a lot of Korean people will look at someone who says they don't generally eat breakfast and be like, "Is there something wrong with them? Are they
little
sick?"
Yeah.
It's just I don't usually get hungry until about 10 o'clock when I'm supposed to go on air, and then you're already too late, listeners. I can't eat the whole day. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you know what we're doing today, 여러분? 알아요?
My favorite.
Okay, listeners, think about it for a moment. What we could be doing. What Are You Doing, though, is meeting you in multiple ways. When our voices and music come on the radio, the show is also live streamed on YouTube. You can check out channel GFN. You can come and join us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Don't forget, though, please click like, subscribe to channel GFN. You won't miss a thing. Plus, there's tons of other content as well.
네, 매주 수요일 11시에서 12시 GFN이 라디오뿐만 아니라 너튜브로도 여러분을 찾아갑니다. What are you doing? 이름하여 뭐하니? 우리가 뭐 하는지 궁금하신 분들은 너튜브 검색창에 채널 GFN을 검색하셔서 지금 라이브 스트리밍을 확인하세요. So, what are we doing today?
Well, we're kind of continuing on from last week. So, as you can see, Yusung is still very fashionable today because, as an extension of last week's fashion, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more specifically about hairstyles.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, we did mention last week that, again, our listeners who missed it last week, Frank got a shorter hairstyle, but Elvis has a longer hairstyle and has had a haircut.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for you guys.
Yes, we did mention that last week. He talked a little bit about that last week. So if you missed last week's show,
Oh my.
it's terrible. Never miss a What Are You Doing show. We are amazing here, and you never want to miss us. Yes. So today we're going to talk specifically more about hairstyles. Now let's get into the men's style first. 남자 cut.
Yeah.
There's 많이 미용실 for 근육 남자. I mean, women can get their haircuts there. I have gotten my bangs trimmed there before, but there's a lot of barber shops. I don't know. Do you still call them 미용실 if they're 남자? 남자 미용실?
Yeah, that's 이발소 in Korea.
이발소?
Yeah.
그래.
But nowadays, like, just men's goes to 미용실.
미용실 as well. Yeah, 미용실 would be like a beauty salon hairstylist.
Right.
Men do go there, but I have seen places that are specifically for men. You get like the towel wrapped around your face. You get the like head massage when you're, you know. So let's start with men. 그래서 오늘 우리 시작 남자머리 first, right? Okay, so let's start with the two most like famous Korean hairstyles. They're like middle school and upper elementary school styles. don't know, I swear they go in to the shop and say style 1, and you don't have to say, just style 1, and that's it.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like
That's it.
Yeah, that's
And then
it.
there's like, you know, your 4명 친구, 5명 친구, 똑같다.
Oh.
Same.
Yeah, yeah.
똑같은 머리.
I think they all go together. 같이 가요. 똑같다. 그래서 the first is, you know, the 2-block cuts. It's like the typical Korean style, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's longer on the top
Yeah.
and then kind of shaved or graded or faded down the bottom. So you're not
Okay.
like, it's not shaved down to the skin,
Yeah.
but it's significantly shorter.
Yeah.
Right.
It's, I want to almost say, similar to what Frank's looks like on the side, but not the top. The
Right,
top would be like, if you put Elvis and Frank together. Elvis랑 프랭크랑 머리 같이 타다! 우리 Korean 남자머리.
Oh, okay.
Like when like the Ajuma cap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever had this hairstyle in Korea when you've been here? Have you ever? Obviously
Like,
you
except
saw
for me, yeah,
Anya.
no.
나는 나는 아니야 아마.
Yeah.
Pan. I had pan once, where like one side was kind of long and the other side was like short.
Oh.
Really?
Not like buzz short, but nam just like the box
Ooh,
hat.
so
That's
cool.
confidence.
It was comfortable
So
and
cool.
cool in the summertime. 너무나.
In Korea?
In Korea.
Oh.
너무 멋진데?
But when it grows out, it looks terrible.
No.
Once you try to grow it too, that's like the same.
Yeah.
Because like you've got one that's brushing your shoulders and one that's like brushing your ear, but it doesn't look nice.
Yeah.
But yet, 투명 남자. Because obviously you're the.
저는 그 항상 똑같은 헤어까지여가지고 이렇게 항상.
아.
정말?
일단은 제가 갈 수 있는 미용실은 딱 하나예요.
어허.
왜냐면 저의 머리를 잘 할 수 있는 사람 사실 거의 없어요.
아.
그래서 제가 가는 미용실 딱 하나인데
어.
진짜 힘들어요.
아.
약간 예약하고 가야 되기 때문에 안 되면은 만약에 이번 주 안 된다.
네.
이번 주 기다려야 돼요.
와.
그래서 근데 가면 똑같이 해주세요.
아, 똑같아. Number one.
Yeah,
Just
number one for Frank.
Yeah.
But the good thing is like I'm the one who taught that 미용사. She's actually a 미용사. I taught her how to shave my hair.
아.
Really?
So
Oh.
Yeah.
she learns from me and now she does it for me.
죄송합니다. Before I start, I don't mean this to sound really like weird, but how different is it then to cut your hair? Because you said you taught her how to cut your hair.
Yeah.
Is it vastly different from cutting other hair, or what are some 힘들어?
I think the difference comes in with the texture, the hair texture.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you have to like 조절 좀 많이 해야 되는 것 같아요.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to be more in control and like, be more careful. Otherwise, you might like just.
You know, with just the scissors,
Yeah.
Okay,
it's easy. Like the hair is so long,
Yeah.
you can easily control.
sure,
But with this short hair,
right.
any small mistake,
Yeah.
you can see the skin. So that's how
That makes
you need
sense,
to you need
yes.
to have like a very good control with the hair.
Mhm.
And I'm very sure like I was maybe the first person with this kind of hair she met.
Yeah, because you can see Frank's is clearly, or sorry, Elvis, sorry, is clearly, I'm sorry, because I'm looking at your hair, but I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
His hair is clearly curly. You can
Right.
actually see the curls. But
Yeah.
your hair is so short where I can assume yours is also curly, but I cannot actually see the curls. Is that what part of what makes it very difficult or more difficult to cut your hair properly?
If you have cars,
For me, my hair is generally curly, even compared to other people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I get that from my mother.
고맙다, 엄마.
Yeah.
but you know some hairs are not even curly, but they are very hard.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if it's curly, at least it's soft.
Right.
That's one. It's soft.
Yeah,
Like,
so,
if
yeah.
it can
Mm.
wrap itself,
Yeah.
that is very kind of soft.
Right.
But it's hard.
My daughter loves to play with hair, and she got that from me. I have the urge, which I always suppress, listeners, because you never go around touching people's hair. But I have the urge when I see people first to touch their hair. Like even yours, yours
Yeah.
beside me, and I'm all like, it looks really soft, and I just want to touch it. I'm like, no, Kaylin, no,
Ah,
Kaylin, no,
it's
Kaylin.
okay.
You don't just touch people's hair because that's wrong. But like when I look at Elvis's hair, it looks like it would be soft, like cotton candy soft. It
Cotton
makes
candy.
me want to like touch it. But Frank's, I have to say, makes me want to rub it. It looks like it would be. It just looks like it would be really, springy. Like I just want to play, but I don't because that's rude, not nice.
But yeah. But if some of my friends ask me, "Oh, can I touch your hair?" If you ask, that's not rude. Actually.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. There's nothing.
So what do you
good.
think about the box cut? I'm gonna ask you. With the 2 block cut.
Oh.
That longer on top, you can style it any way you want, and the shorter on the underside.
I think like the fading part, it became like a trend all over the world.
Right.
At some point.
Okay.
Yeah, even that's why like Frank does the same. Yeah.
It's the easiest. I
That's
guess.
why Frank does it, because it's popular around the world.
No, it's the easiest.
It's the easiest.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I would assume it would also be really cool, right?
Yeah.
시원하다.
Yeah.
So
I think on certain like
Mm.
actors, it looks very well styled.
Yeah.
But on other actors I've seen, I just want to like push down. Like it looks really fluffy. Just push it down a little bit.
Oh
right?
yeah.
But don't try it in the winter. I'm
Don't
telling
push
you.
it down in the winter. Oh
The
my
cold
God.
will just hit all your hair like this.
Right. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
On the winter, I try my best not to shave my hair because I know the
Right.
cold will just hit all this stuff. Or just wear
That
a
makes
cap.
so much sense. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to bald hair, listeners.
It reminds me of my favorite comedian. You know him, right?
But there's a few that have less
Yeah,
hair
yeah.
than.
Steve.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. What do you guys think about that? Like, if listeners, you have to be bold in
Yeah.
Korea to go bald. And I mean, if you were a woman and went bald, like people would probably assume you were sick, or
Right.
Yeah.
had some kind of accident. But as a man, even in Korea, as a man to be bald, you have to be rocking some huge
Yep.
confidence about that, right?
Exactly.
Most men, even with hair loss, do tend to retain at least a little bit of hair on the sides of back. They'll spend a lot of money on toupees or wigs or like implants or
Yeah.
something,
Right.
right? What about in your country? Because I would assume in Africa it's so hot, and pretty much all of Africa being bald, whether you're a man or a woman, is nobody bats an eyelash about that.
Yeah, well, I think mainly for people like the generation older than us,
Okay.
they don't really care. Like at some point, even my mother, at some point, she will just decide to like shave everything. my
I'm a bit
father,
jealous.
my father is actually kind of bald haired. So
Okay.
yeah, I think for them it's kind of okay, but for us, because we look into it too much and I think just a few people, just a
Well,
few
look
people.
like my mom. Oh, don't do it.
Bald hair is for big men.
Yeah.
That's for big
Okay,
men.
for a big man.
Yeah, it's not for anybody because to look really good with a bald hair,
Right.
personally, I think you need to have good beard. You know, like you have good beard,
You
at
got to
least
even
hair,
it
right?
out, right?
And bald hair,
So basically, you should
you look like a big
compensate.
guy. It's like compensating yourself with beard.
If you got nothing on top, it's got to go.
Yeah.
My dad is thinning bald on top, and he's got like the friar tuck where he's got the hair. There's nothing on top
Ah,
anymore.
yeah.
There are like maybe 2 or 3 little
Ah.
sprigs there. We pulled it out. I'm pretty sure us 3 kids contributed to him being bald. But he says it just kind of fell off and fell on his face. Because his whole life he's had a mustache and sometimes a beard, but always a mustache. I don't think I have ever seen my dad without a mustache,
Oh.
You know,
even in pictures.
Oh,
When he was
really?
like young, mustache. I think as soon as he grew one and started thinning, he just kept the mustache.
there's a type of confidence hidden in that one. I'm telling you.
Yes, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But I do admit, listeners, sometimes 조금 시간, 여름 시간, 나는 뱀머리 싶어요.
사탕.
I just want zzz and 시원하다.
시원하고 편리하고.
Yeah, especially if you have the window open and you're driving.
Oh.
If you have longer hair, it just blows in your eye and your mouth.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Or you're sleeping and it gets wrapped under your arm and you're just like, ow, I'm stuck on something. Oh, I'm stuck on my own arm. Like,
That's a first.
The worst thing is that you will zzz everything,
that's
and
okay.
you open the window. That wind will hit your head. That
Oh,
wind.
that'd be the point of it. I'd stick my whole head out the
it
window and be
feels so
like,
cool.
woo.
And the funny part is like when you are washing your head, if it's bald. I once had it in my high school.
Oh.
when you use the soap, it's like it's sleeping on it.
That may be a little bit to get over. Yes.
Oh, actually, like for us back in school, it's actually you're supposed to shave.
Yeah,
like
you
this,
have to.
Like back in high school and below.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, you have to like shave everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's common. Yeah, and you know, teachers like look at that as a punishment point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they be just like,
They punish it for shaving it?
No,
or
no,
they
no, no.
punish as shaving?
You
You-
shave everything.
yeah.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
do a mistake.
Ow.
한국에서도 고등학생, 중학생?
정말?
Yeah. Like if you bald hair, then
어.
it's like 선생님 놀리는 뜻으로 해서 이렇게 punishment.
어.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I do know in Korea there's many people will be against bald hair, right?
yeah.
All right, listeners, I'm curious, pound 9870, if you like a shiny top or you don't care or you like the 2-block cut. Let's move on to facial hair. Yeah.
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 Well,
I'm going to ask
Yeah.
Yusung this 1st. Yusung, what do you feel about facial hair? If you see a guy, Westerner or Middle Easterner,
Yeah.
okay, let's say foreigner
Yeah,
or Korean with facial hair, what is your immediate reaction? What do you feel when you see that?
like originally my father, 저희 아빠는 면도를 안 하신 날이 없어요. 매일 면도를 해요. He shaved every day. So that is a bit like not uncomfortable, but I'm not used to it.
Okay.
But yeah, and like Korean, like Asian people
Yeah.
have a beard. Like 수염 있으면 좀 너무 조상님. It looks like ancestor. So I have
okay,
to
yes.
something like bow. It feels.
That's awesome. If you
Oh my.
sagu,
Yeah,
like
sagu,
if you're
right.
watching sagu, yes, they always. And I'm thinking, how much like fake hair have they had to glue to
Right,
modern day
right.
faces
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
that? Yeah. Okay, listeners. Usually we'll say, in generally speaking, Korean guys don't let their facial hair, like a beard or mustache, grow. And most of them will shave beards, mustaches every morning or every so often to make it clean cut. If
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Genetically speaking, though, in my opinion, Korean men are less hairy
Right.
than other races. They tend to grow, generally speaking, listeners, because obviously I've seen some kind of hairy Koreans out there. But generally speaking, they do tend to grow less facial hair. And I, again, as Yusung said,
Yeah.
facial hair is kind of considered to be unaesthetic,
Right.
unbeautiful, unmanly, if
Yeah,
you
little
will.
bit.
Little barbaric or old ancient times of Korea. And while in a lot of other countries it is seen as being manly, especially in like Canada and the US, if you grow a full beard. Like think about Santa Claus, listeners. Come on.
Yeah,
Santa
right,
Claus had
Santa
a
Claus.
massive, huge beard
Massive,
and he was
right.
not bald at all. He had full there was a lot of hair going on there. What about Frank, what about you in your country? Do people walk around a lot? Because I would think no, because 너무나 덥다, but
일단은 그 수염 있다는 것은 제가 생각했을 때 모든 남자들
어.
바라는 거예요. 그 수염.
어.
저는 심지어 기도 많이 했어요. 수염 달라고.
This is going to sound like a weird question, but can you grow a full beard mostly?
Yeah.
Or is it like more like Koreans where they don't grow this huge bushy? Because in Canada it gets cold. You need that bush in the
No,
in the
the style
wintertime.
depends on the person.
Exactly.
Okay.
We have Muslims, they grow a lot of
Okay,
like
so you
some long
can.
hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
But me personally, I like this one down here.
The goatee?
Yeah. I
Or
like
the full goatee or just the chin goatee?
the chin one. The
What do
chin
they
one
call that?
is very
The
important.
kunyong goatee?
Yeah.
Not extended goatee?
Yeah, I think so.
So personally, I think if I remove it, I think like all my confidence is down. Like it's a huge part of me. I once did it. I had an interview
Oh,
here in Korea, so I had to remove everything.
okay.
But I was feeling less confident at the interview
Where?
because I like the beard
Oh.
and I feel very comfortable with it. If you see,
Right.
every time I've kept it for more than 3 years right now.
Okay.
근데 관리는 필요하죠.
Yeah, yeah.
그거는 관리 안 하면은 진짜
면도 혼자 해요?
제가 미용실에서
아.
수영까지 다 가르쳐.
The Frank style.
African style. Like
Yeah.
you go there. Normally in Rwanda, when you go there, they do everything for you.
Okay.
You'll find people going to the hair salon. It's always a full set, hair and beard at the same time.
아.
There's not only hair. Oh, you will go home and do me on the floor set. No.
Oh,
It's all full. Full set.
that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and cheap actually compared to Korea.
It's kind of the same like shampoo
Oh.
before the cut.
The 남자. Oh,
Yeah.
맞아, 맞아.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Yusung again on the spot. Would you ever date a man with facial hair?
No.
No.
Because I said before,
Oh,
I said
man,
before,
no.
Korean who has a beard that is too ancestor, like 사극,
Right,
yeah,
right.
사극 actor, yeah. So
Frank, you have to shave.
I would have to say, like, if anyone's ever seen the French Fork or the Verdi, if you know what those, the Verdi has the mustache that curls up the end. I could not. I'm so sorry. 죄송합니다, 여러분. 하지만 보았어요? 재미있어요. I would just laugh. I couldn't. Every time I saw that mustache just curling up at the
Yeah.
ends, it makes me want to laugh. And the French Fork looks like they stick two little booties on the end. You got like a little walk-in. Yeah, no. It's got to be rounded.
That's the real
I
goat.
think I like the anchor. The anchor one.
Not
Just
me.
a layer on the top and some on the bottom.
I'm either the extended goatee or the circle beard is not bad. I like a full beard. Stubble's kind of cute. Except my dad, when he would shave, he would go a few days and then he would like. It
Oh,
feels
yeah.
like sandpaper, listeners. But he would, he would go and give you a hug or something, and then
Yeah,
he'd
like-
rub his
like
chin
this, yeah.
Oh yeah.
against your cheek or something, and it would be red, like it's like
Oh my.
sandpaper, listeners. Like 너무나 아파요.
Right.
하지 마. Okay. All right, let's move on real quick to some female hairstyles. Now I can put the men on the hot seat here.
Yeah.
Of course, there are so many, and I left this to last because there are so many hairstyles for women and females. And they're always influenced by rapidly changing fashions. There's short styles, long styles, medium styles. Let's go with Elvis first this time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a female hairstyle that you have found that's unique, in Korea that you really liked?
Like in Korea, generally I just like when girls have long hair and then they kind of curl it. And that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Dum,
because-
dum. Got it.
I don't exactly have the concept of the different hairstyles.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
And Frank, what about you?
I think I everything is okay, but I prefer the long one.
The longer hair. Quickly, we're actually going to continue this, I think, a little bit on Nochu, but unfortunately we have to say goodbye to our radio listeners. 안녕, 여러분.
안녕.
Bye bye.
It is it for today's Hello Korea. Coming up tomorrow, we will bring you the latest cultural news and we will have our daily quiz. Suli will be in the studio with me tomorrow for foodie trends in Korea. And lastly, Gogo will be here to talk about family life and navigating that family life on Juma Talk. You can join us 10:05 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Monday to Friday right here on GFN. Stay tuned for coronavirus updates live from TBS Seoul. Have a great day and we will meet you back here tomorrow. The last song for our show for today will be this track. It's by Teen Top. It's called 긴 생머리 그년. Alright, so that's it for the radio, but we have our YouTube watchers.
Yeah.
I'm really curious before we go because I want to know, and what our listeners think as well, about the short hair controversy for women. As you can see, listeners, I have short hair. I was trying to grow it out, but again, it was getting like under when I slept, it would go under my arm, and then I'd be like, oh, I can't, 어떡해, 살아주세요. And also, my daughter likes to pull on my hair, so the longer it was, she would like pull to a certain height, and then she'd go back for more, but it was getting knotted, and I would be like, I'd wake up in the morning with like a rat.
Oh.
However, there has been some controversy about short hair in Korea, and I'm curious what you think about that. Yusung, let's start with you. Short hair in Korea.
Short hair in Korea?
Oh.
Like, it is more depending on the person. Like, 사람 따라 다른데, 약간 단발일 때 귀여워 보이는 사람이 있고,
Exactly.
yeah, 단발일 때 좀 더 이렇게 약간 핫하다? 이런 사람이 있는 것 같아요. 네. Like,
I think like there's been so many like very feminine looking and feminine acting actresses and K-pop stars who have short hair that people look at and think it's so cute. Then they go to the barbershop and go, I want hair just like think.
no.
But they get it and they're like, They instantly regret it. But there have been really amazing hairstyles on female actresses and singers that I think have been like so gorgeous on them and does not take away at all from their femininity. However, there has been some like controversy over you know, short hair being a sign of feminism or being unfeminine as being short. What do you think, Elvis?
Well, I would like to support Yuson. Like, it totally depends with how the person looks like. Yeah. 딱 그냥 봐도 완전 잘 맞아요. 그 자기 외모랑 그리고 자기 생긴 거랑. 그렇게 담아하면은 아주 귀여워 보이는 스타일 그런 사람이 있어요. But well, speaking generally, I think people should do what they want to do.
It's hair. Right? It grows. It's literally a dead thing that grows from your head that you cut to make. All right, real quick, Frank, what do you think?
저도 엘비스 한 말처럼 그러니까 머리카락은 그냥 마음대로 하는 거잖아요. 그냥 저도 마음대로 하는 편이기 때문에 다른 사람도 그냥 마음대로 하면 되고 그리고 누구보다 그 사람이 원하는 거 잘 알잖아요. 저는 그냥 딱히 이거 이렇게 하면 이런 사인이다 그렇진 않아요.
자신감을 가지고.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, right before we go, we have the 똥머리, the hair bun. Or why Koreans like to name things 똥 in front of it. Yeah, it's like literally means like poop hair.
Yeah, literally.
But you know, in summertime it gets really hot with long hair, especially on the back of your neck. It can heat you up just like a scarf in wintertime. A lot of women like to put their hair up in a bun. I cannot anymore unless it's like a two. Yeah, it's like you can even have these accessories that help you look like you've got a full head of hair, which I have used before. Frank, what do you think of those?
They look cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, when it's somebody. I think normally
bang like Princess Leia.
this one you look like you look young.
Because Elvis got it. You know, Princess Leia, Star Trek, Star Wars, sorry.
If it's this side, you look young, like you really look cute.
Yeah.
But if it's behind, it's like
over the top?
casual. It's
Yeah.
like casual. Like
Because if you stick it right on the
flight
top, that's the
attendant
똥머리.
stuff like that. Like it looks more like professional.
Yeah.
Got it.
But if it's like this, oh, you cute.
귀여워.
But it's good. I like it.
Elvis, what do you think?
I think it's very practical actually. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So, like when girls tie their hair back, it kind of also like brings out more of their facial features, and you can see
That's
them
true.
better.
Yes, right.
So I really like that.
Okay, and how about you, Yusung? Have you actually made the
Yeah.
똥머리?
Yeah. 나 이렇게 하는 거 좋아하는 편인데 약간 완벽하게 해야겠다. 나 똥머리 완벽하게 해야겠다 싶어서 좀 잘 안 하는 것 같아요.
알겠습니다. 여러분 시간 없어. 우리 끊어서 살려주세요. 안녕 여러분. 다음 주
다음 주에
만나.
봅시다잉.
See you.
봅시다잉.